going on.
Thank you so much.
Feel like $1 million.
Shout out TMZ, you up?
Let me check out that rig.
TMZ stands for the Mayweather Zone.
How'd you find me, bro? I got a bunch of scars on.
I love my TMZ family.
Welcome to TMZ Sports, where the triumvirate is back a whole week in the making. Mojo Muhtadi, Lucas Widman, and Edward Lewis. Guys, the UFC is headed to the White House. Dana White says the plans are already in place. Edward Lewis, you got the scoop. What's up?
Yeah, Dana White actually said he's going to talk to Trump sometime soon to try to hammer out a date and a time. He teased that perhaps July 4th, 2026 could be that date and time. And now one of the fighters that could potentially headline the card tells TMZ Sports he wants in on it. And that man is Jon Jones. Take a listen. It sure sounds like he's coming out of retirement to make this fight happen.
I know you said you came out of retirement because you want to fight at the White House.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Did he call? Have you had any motion on that since you said that?
No, we haven't had a conversation about it, but I have a very strong feeling that I'll be fighting in that.
And I got to ask, will you fight before or after that, or is this a one and done?
I think it's going to be White House.
Man, that's so, look, it's close.
Now that's rather interesting because everyone has been talking about Jon Jones, especially since his retirement. But another part of this whole thing is Dana has said this will be the biggest card ever, blah, blah, blah. One of those names that could possibly be on that card is Conor McGregor. And we spoke to Michael Chandler, who, remember, years ago, they were the two coaches on Ultimate Fighter. And you're supposed to end that season with those two coaches going up against each other. Never happened. So we spoke with Chandler this week and got an update to see if, could that be a potential fight on this card as well. And he had some interesting words.
UFC is the premier combat sports organization on the planet, and you want to talk about big shows that they've done, UFC 100, 200, 300, the Sphere, these big, huge fights that they put on. The White House is head and shoulders above every single one of those, not to mention the fact that I love America. I bleed red, white, and blue. It would be at the White House on our 250th anniversary. So, yeah, of course, Conor's the guy that I want to fight. At this point, it feels like we have to finish the Ultimate Fighter 31. However, you know what? If it never happens, it never happens. We'll see.
Man, this is already shaping up to be exactly that. The best UFC card ever, bringing Jon Jones out of a very quick retirement. What, Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski style here? Talking about getting Conor McGregor back in the octagon. Who's next? They're going to go get Ronda Rousey, maybe throw in Brock Lesnar, Chuck Liddell, and just bring back all the biggest names in the history of the sport. Hoist Gracie, maybe? I don't even know who's next after this one, but obviously this is going to be a card that everybody would want to be on. I think this is going to be cool regardless of, if you're on the red team, the blue team. This is a fight at the White House, the nation's capital. This is going to be a big one, a spectacle for sure. So I'm sure there's a lot of names that are going to be coming out, throwing their names out of the hat. Retirement kind of goes out the window when you have special opportunities like this at hand, especially if it's going to be on the 4th of July, which of course makes all the sense in the world. It's going to be really cool. All right, fellas, moving right along. It's time for a little GOAT talk right now. The GOAT of GOATs, Mr. Tom Brady himself, who's been having just an incredible stretch, a lot of fun, still staying shredded somehow. Edward Lewis, what's he up to?
Yeah, stop me if you've heard this before, but Tom Brady is shirtless again. Yeah, I'm done now. On Thursday, Tom Brady was seen on a yacht in Saint-Tropez, where he's been out there kind of on that coast of Europe and snorkeling around. He was popping in and out of the water, and as you can see here, he's looking as cut up as ever. I don't know how a guy retires and gets older and looks significantly better than he did when he was in his 20s, but Tom is proving that he is exactly that. Look at this. The guy is, like we talked about in the morning meeting here at TMZ, Greek god physique. So there you have it. Be jealous.
We were having some fun with this earlier, talking about, like, oh, Tom Brady looks like he hasn't had a carb in 2 decades, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it is always news every time Tom Brady is shirtless, and it would actually be even bigger news if he was spotted on land wearing clothing. But he was also in the headlines earlier this month, as we all know, with his summer fling with Sofia Vergara. Not a serious romance by any means at all. We want to make that absolutely clear, but it is interesting that they're not together. So are you wondering maybe, that really was just a week-long extravaganza, or they're just enjoying some time away after all? It's not too serious anyway. But regardless, Tom Brady's looking great with or without a woman around him.
Hey, man, I'm not surprised at all. They told us what it was. They said, hey, straight up, this is a summer fling. Don't expect nothing of this. We're not dating. We're not official. Tom Brady's still looking shredded. If he was hopping back in another relationship, maybe he would have taken the gym off this week, maybe eaten a little bit more aggressively, put on a few pounds. But nah, he's not doing that. He's still cutting carbs. Brother's looking great. How about that tan, too? It almost looks like that tan came out of a bottle or out of a booth, but that's just a guy that's just living life out in Europe. Certainly didn't want to leave after Bezos' wedding. He's just staying put and staying in vacation mode, and he's certainly earned it. We've been talking about all the ventures that Tom has taken on since retiring. I mean, obviously, he's doing broadcasts for Fox. He's got ownership stakes in about probably one sports team in every kind of sport there is, even the more obscure ones that would be on like ESPN, the Ocho, or something like that. I mean, this dude is absolutely keeping busy. So when you get time to take a vacation, make the most of it. Have your summer flings, because summer is winding down pretty soon. So maybe then you look to date in the wintertime or something. But yeah, no Sofia Vergara, not surprised on that one bit. Coming up next on TMZ Sports, TJ Watt signs a record deal. We sit down with James Harrison to ask him, is this worth it? Here are his thoughts next on TMZ Sports. Welcome back to TMZ Sports, where the triumvirate is back, baby. Mojo Mutati, Lucas Woodman, and Edward Lewis. Fellas, record-setting contract alert. We got a new high. Edward Lewis, you got the scoop. What's up?
TJ Watt, JJ Watt's little brother, signed a 3-year, $123 million extension with the Steelers, where 108 of it is guaranteed. And if you can't do the math, that's $41 million per year, which makes him the most expensive non-quarterback in the history of the NFL. So, of course, we had to ask a Pittsburgh Steelers legend, James Harrison, whether or not TJ is worth that kind of money. And here's what he had to say.
Yeah, definitely. I don't see why not. I mean, all you got to do is look at his body of work. I mean, it speaks for itself. TJ is an extremely good player. I think he's the best defensive player in the league over the course of the last, 5, 6, 7 years. If you look at it, I don't see the issue. Why, everyone is. I mean, I can see where fans who are just fans want to, try and say it's not worth it. But, looking at it as what it is, a business, he should be getting paid what he's getting paid. And he's out there to make as much money as he can to secure his future, his family's future, and therefore any generations after that.
Appreciate James keeping his eyes on the road there. Here's the thing, and we've talked about this actually a few times on this show. It is crazy. It is eye-popping money. And whenever you talk about the record for a non-quarterback, all that kind of stuff, pay the guy. Pay the guy. TJ Watt is one of those irreplaceable players. It would have been really silly for the Steelers to not be able to lock him down, make him happy. JJ was making jokes. As soon as I grab my wallet at dinner, this guy better be paying. But absolutely well deserved for one of the best players who goes on the field this season and for seasons to come. But yeah, these numbers are going to keep increasing. Who knows how long TJ Watt is actually going to be the highest paid non-quarterback, because that's just the landscape of the NFL anymore. Everyone's one-upping each other. But at this exact moment, he absolutely deserves to be the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, that might last until next week. Who knows? But that's the way you want to do it. Contracts need to continue to trend upward as the league is doing better and better. That's just the art of the business. But yeah, this one totally deserved most sacks in Steelers history, which obviously tells you this guy does it every single year. It's not like he was a flash in the pan. It's not like he just had a really big year prior to his contract expiring like you often see, and then guys sign the new deal and then go cold. I mean, this guy has been doing this thing every single year. He's been Defensive Player of the Year for the whole NFL before. One stat that always blows my mind, 6 forced fumbles last year. 6 forced fumble on top of 11 and a half stats. That's a ridiculous statistic right there, entering his 9th season in the NFL. Of course, all of them with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, it makes sense. This is how you reward a guy who's always been there for you and has always done right for you with no bad seasons, making a lot more money than his brother ever did. I think making more money in these 3 seasons than his brother in his entire career, which is crazy considering the player that J.J. Watt was. I mean, he was unbelievable. I mean, this is a guy that was scoring touchdowns as well. They would just plug into any role on the team because he was that valuable, that much of a freak athlete. So, I mean, obviously it runs in the family, but good to see that those big contracts run through as well. And if it's good enough for James Harrison, of all people, it's certainly good enough for me. All right, fellas, moving right along. We've talked a lot about Caitlyn Clark and her on-court accomplishments. Now it's time to talk about her party-rocking skills. And Lucas Whitman, you got the scoop. Let's hear it.
Yeah, sad news for the Caitlyn Clark fans on Thursday that she's going to be out of the All-Star Weekend festivities with her groin injury, but that groin is not stopping her from raging her face off with her fellow WNBA players Thursday night. I mean, they were going hard. I believe Angel Reese even said that Indianapolis kind of felt like Miami, which is saying something. I've been to Indy, no disrespect at all, but it's not really the same vibe as Miami. But she was up in the DJ booth, having a great time. There is so much footage all over social media. We wrapped it all up to put on TMZ Sports. But like I said, that injury is forcing her out of the 3-point contest and the All-Star game this weekend. And I think there's someone who might actually be willing to step in for her, and that is Caitlyn Clark's edgier twin, Caitlin Cunningham, a.k.a. Caitlyn Dark, who went viral on X and social media over this past month because they have a very unique look on the court, but it turns out Caitlyn Dark can absolutely hoop.
I've always worn, I guess, gothy kind of makeup when I play. I've always worn it even not playing. It's just kind of the extension of my personality, the heavy eyeshadow and eyeliner and stuff like that. And then, yeah, I've always been known in Australia as like the goth basketballer. I get people calling me Goth Caitlyn, and then now everyone's calling me Caitlyn Dark. I think it's clever, and obviously, like, to put me in the same category as Caitlyn Clark is insane. So I'll take it. I think Caitlyn Clark, icon. And if I'm like, if people want to link us up and make some iconic content, let's do it.
I love this. Caitlyn Dark. It's such a great nickname. And I bet you guys this. I got a bone to pick with Caitlyn Clark. If you have a groin injury and you pull out of the WNBA All-Star Game / 3-point shooting contest in your own home city, you cannot be partying till 3 a.m. and dancing around. And you know who's probably not going to be doing that? Caitlyn Dark. So I'm team Caitlyn Dark on my Caitlyn Clark, Caitlyn ratings here.
Ed, if you pulled your groin, would that stop you from going to Jameson's Saturday night?
Yeah, but I'd also come to work too. If it didn't stop me, I would still be at work, is what I'm trying to say. You can't have one or the other. You have to have both.
Pipe down, Ed. I'm not buying this. Stop preventing us from seeing Caitlyn Clark partying. We needed to see this. It's the All-Star game. All right? It's not the playoffs. It's not the regular season.
Then participate in it.
Man, who cares? No, you're good. She's done enough on the court, all right? And every time she goes out there, she seemingly gets her ass whipped anyway. So why would you try to further injure yourself Stay ready for the season. You don't need to be worrying about all-star games. Go have your fun. She wasn't breakdancing out there. She was standing in the booth nodding her head. I mean, she might not even have been moving her lower body. We can't even see it in this clip. Yeah, she's literally doing nothing. She's pretty much standing there. We can barely even call that a two-step or a sway side to side. Coming up next on TMZ Sports, the Greek freak is horrified by cockroaches. Watch this prank his wife pulls on him next on TMZ Sports. The triumvirate is back, baby. Mojo Mutati, Lucas Widman, and Edward Lewis, guys. We have a hilarious Greek freak rant on his wife. Check this out.
Please get out of the life.
No,
babe,
because this will motivate you to kill the killer. No, this will motivate you. After what you just put us through, it's time to you to get motivated.
Babe.
Move those shoes right there and see.
Babe, get out of it. Please help me. No, for real, please. Babe, the whole world is...
What whole world? Oh, there's 26,000 people on this.
26,000?
Yeah.
26,000 people?
Yeah. 24. We're going down. I'm not getting off of this. I'm not.
Wait, is this my phone?
Yes.
Babe, get out of this. I'm supposed to go there. You're joking with me, right? Babe, you're not... Get out of my... Give me my phone. Give me the phone.
No. Look for the roach.
I'm down with you. I swear, Mariah, after this, I want a divorce. I swear to God, I'm not playing with you.
Ready? I bet it's right there.
Give me the phone, please. Give me the phone. Give me the phone. Give me the phone. Yes, Jesus. My goodness. See you guys.
This goes under rich people problems, because any other couple where one person says, hey, can you go get that roach in the closet? You open a door and you see it immediately. Unfortunately for Giannis and his wife, you say there's a roach in the closet and you go in there, it's the size of an apartment. So where is this thing? It's probably going all over the place. I guess we'll be on the lookout for court docs and see if there's going to be a divorce because of this. Joking.
There's not a more like relatable superstar, I guess basketball superstar, than Giannis Antetokounmpo, right? We've seen him do these kind of normal people things for years, whether it's talking about candy and things like that or being scared of bugs. It's so interesting. You know, some of these guys are, in his case, a 7 feet tall NBA champion, and it's the most unrelatable person in the world. And here he is, scared of a cockroach. I think we can all be one of those people.
I was about to call him a wuss and really just berate this dude for being that scared of a cockroach, but this one actually hits kind of close to home. My mom is absolutely terrified of cockroaches. She will shriek until she has no voice if she sees one. So normally I would call this an overreaction, but at least it's a little bit more common of an overreaction than you would think, which to me doesn't make a ton of sense, because it's not like cockroaches bite you or cause you any physical harm. They're just kind of gross and slimy, and then you step on them, and then that's that. But yeah, I don't know. Greek freak, this is his kryptonite right here. So I'm using this as game tape if I'm one of his opponents for, you know, next season. Coming up next on TMZ Sports, our team makes our picks for the BMF UFC fights and Pacquiao's return. See who predicted what next on TMZ Sports. Welcome back to TMZ Sports with the triumvirate of Mojo Mutati, Lucas Woodman, and Edward Lewis. Guys, big fights this weekend, and it is officially time to make your picks. That's right, we're going to kick this thing off with the UFC, the BMF title on the line. Dustin Poirier, Max Holloway, Edward Lewis, you got the scoop. What's up?
I don't have super strong feelings on this one, but I feel like Dustin Poirier, I've seen him be more dominant more recently, so I'm going with Poirier on this one.
Unfortunately, I have to agree with Ed, and I wish I could change my pick after the fact, but he's right here. And the thing is, Poirier, this is lined up perfectly for him to go into retirement in your home state. Lil Wayne's walking you out. Massive, I mean, He's had Holloway's number his entire career. It would be a catastrophic collapse for him to lose this fight. I'm going Poirier.
Yeah, and you guys know how much I like standing on my own and picking the opposite here, but I can't do it with this one. Mojo has got Dustin Poirier as well. He's 2-0, the trilogy fight, the retirement fight in his hometown. There could not be more factors on Poirier right now. Dana White sending him off right. Give me Poirier all day. Also, got a note here too. Babcock taking the opposite, a little more bold than you and I, Lucas, but Babcock going Team Holloway. All right, guys, that's the UFC. Now we got to take it over to boxing. Manny Pacquiao's return. Edward, who's your pick?
Yeah, he's facing off with Mario Barrios, and the age difference is what everybody's going to talk about, right? Pacquiao's 46 years old, Barrios is 30 years old. But what I'm more concerned with is the height difference. If you look at these two, it's almost like Barrios is a foot or two taller than him. I just don't see, look at this on screen, I don't see how Pacquiao punches a guy that much taller than him enough times to win this fight. And then obviously you factor in the nearly 2 decades difference. I'm going Barrios here.
Again, I wish I could change my pick, but I'm actually very confident in this because Barrios, he's been in these hype fights before. Yes, he's going against a Hall of Famer, but he's gone up against Tank Davis, and while that didn't go in his favor, he knows what this is like going into a fight that has so many eyeballs on it and everyone talking about it leading into it. You know, this guy is 30 years old and he is in the prime of his career. And Manny, there's just a lot of question marks. And I know he is an absolute living legend and has done so much for the sport. 4 years is a very long time. I believe in ring rust. I'm going with Barrios.
Well, I'm going to make this one simple. I'm taking the living legend, Manny Pacquiao, Pac-Man, coming out of retirement. Give me the guy. I'm taking him. Babcock, going with you guys, taking Barrios. Anyways, those are our picks. Thank you all so much for joining us here on TMZ Sports. Enjoy your weekends. We'll see you Monday, where it'll be the best show since today.
I'm a lawyer.